Hello ladies and gentlemen, Yessik here again to bring you a review of Dungeons of Dredmor. Now I'm doing this review mostly because I reviewed a game called Hack, Slash, and Loot, which is a roguelike game that I decided to review a while ago and gave negative feedback on. I didn't like the game, I didn't like how it was done, and I did not like the cost. Now on Steam this game costs the exact same amount, and for what it's I think it's worth much more than Hack Slash Loot is, because it's intricate. It has better systems, better graphics, better humor, more story, more things that you can focus on. So what you see here is the basic gameplay for Dungeons of Dredmor, and it is like Hack Slash and Loot, a roaming D&D style type game, all done on a grid and all done turn-based. So for this review, I decided I'd do more of a look at and just take you through the first level, give you my thoughts, tell you what I think of this game. Now, this run-through I went with a melee-focused character, and you always have lots of options. You can do melee focus, you can do a cross between melee and wizard. Personally, I took Emomancy, which gives me emo magic, and I also took Axe Mastery and some other melee skills. And basically, this game is really good. If you look at the descriptions that they give you for all the items, they're very humorous. If you play through the game, it has lots of jokes, lots of intrinsic humor, and it's really making fun of the roguelike, but while being one of the most awesome roguelikes of its time. As you can tell, there's things that teleport you around everywhere. There's shops, there's places there's equipment. You can have two weapons or a weapon and a shield if you don't have two weapon proficiency, two rings, pants, boots, greaves, a ranged weapon, an amulet, so all the usual, basically all that you can have equipped in D&D. So one of the things I've noticed a lot is they tend to like these teleporting tablets that if you stand on them they will teleport you to another area of the room. So I leveled up there and I just got the next level of Emo, which allows me to heal myself. And the other thing about this game is, while being hard as balls, it really gives you a chance. On this first floor, there's a lot of items you can get, there's a lot of health, there's a lot of healing, and there's ways to improve your character and to get him to a point where he can beat the game. I'm going to apologize right now for the fraps display that was at the beginning of this video. I'm not sure why I recorded that to start with. So I'm trying to disarm this trap now really stupidly, and I'm just going to demonstrate healing. So you can either use a potion or you can eat food and walk around, and eating food and walking around will recover health over time. Now, as you can tell, the music's quite good in this game. It's pretty excellent, even though it's just kind of ambient dungeon music. It reminds me of all my sort of early childhood RPGs, and maybe of the music walking around in cities in Final Fantasy VII, which was some of my favorite video game music. The HUD, or the UI, I guess I should call it, is fairly simple and intuitive. You can see all the hotkeys down in the bottom left corner there for M, C, I, S, or K and Q for navigating your way around. It's all simple drag and drop. If you want to pick up an item, you just click it and drag it onto yourself and it will put itself into your inventory. Or you can put it directly onto your equipment slot if you wanted to. Over on the right there is a bunch of skill slots assigned to hotkeys 1 through 9. And if you press one of the skill slots, it will assign itself to the right click. And then you just right click to use any of the skills you have. So this is a quest statue. And you find these all throughout the dungeon, and they just assign you little quests and make crazy monsters spawn. So I just accepted that quest, because you might as well accept all of them and explore every floor, because if you don't, it's like Binding of Isaac, in the way that if you don't explore every floor, you're very likely to die on the next one, because your disadvantages will stack. If you don't pick up as much money as you can, as many sellable items as you can, then by the time you get to floor 2, you won't have the resources to get to floor 3. And for a game with 15 floors, which I have never beaten, by the way, this game really is hard. important to make sure... Look at that Mace of Windu. That's pretty funny. Anyways, lots of references to other games. But anyway, for a game as hard as this, it is very important to make sure you're well prepared for every situation. And that was one of my main problems with hack/loot. You could not prepare yourself. Your main strategy was hang out in a choke point and keep firing, hoping that you weren't dead before your enemies were. Which often wasn't the case, more often than not, I would say. So, basically, I highly recommend this game. If you love rogue types, if you like D&D, if you feel nostalgic about that type of thing, you will love Dungeons of Dredmor. It has a good sense of humor, has tons of references to other games, other movies, to just geekdom in general, and is insanely worth the price of $5. Anyways, here's where I die, because this thing is a pain in the ass. This thing appeared because of that quest that I just did, and as you see, it has already basically killed me. So I'm gonna try to cure here, and it's gonna kill me right away. And so I'm left with no real option other than to run away. I'm sorry about this a little bit, but now I just have to kind of hang around down in the basement and eat, shovel as much food as I possibly can in my mouth. The other thing with emo powers is it sometimes inflicts you with emo-ness, which you can see in the top left corner. And emo-ness decreases a bunch of your stats. So, you don't necessarily want to be using your emo powers constantly because of that. Otherwise, here I'm attacked by death, which is definitely not the best situation because I do have to go back upstairs and hopefully kill that monster. Oh god. Anyways, this game has great mechanics, great visuals, great graphics. I love the music. I love the humor, and as you can see, my character gets bloodied up there near the bottom, the further I get damaged. Okay, he's getting better now. And there isn't much that I don't like about this game. No. I've been accused of having a hard-on for this game by some of the people who are fans of hack/loot. That is not necessarily true. Oh, here I am, dead. I'm not a huge fan of the roguelike genre in general, but this game has a lot of production value, a lot of humor that relates to my age group, my demographic, and is just entirely worth the price. In case I had forgotten to mention that, the price is $5 on Steam for the game itself and $7 for the game plus its expansion. And it's a well-produced game, it has everything you could want in a roguelike, and is very much worth the price. Anyways, this was a Yessik review, and I hope to see you guys next time. Yessik out.